What's up, everybody? Welcome to a new episode of Source Wall in 44K with your boy Kojay and 44. How you doing, brother? How you doing?
Hey, what is good?
Sounds like you're playing music over there.
And I was just flipping through some videos, they play automatically and shit. That was a super feature. So what is good though? What is good? You know what I mean? We are here to talk about how Last of Us 2 just won Game of the Year. You feel me? Best game on PlayStation. No, I'm just playing. We don't care about that.
I was like, what? Eh?
Yeah. We're here to talk about totally different shit than that. If you like Last of Us, then that's great. I'm not talking about that though.
Yeah.
Goes to Tsushima all day.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
Feel me? We're here to talk about, you feel me, a lot of shit. A lot of shit happened these last few days. We actually did a prior recording, you feel me, that, you know what I mean, got, I don't know, it just didn't work out. So we're just going to do another one. It even works out even better because even more shit has happened.
Yeah, it turned out to be a week of slates.
Yeah, even more hilarious stuff has happened as far as, in the range of pop culture and, you know what I mean? As you know, me and Kojay, we just stick to the Snyder Cut side of the game. So, we're going to cover that and anything that relates to it up until probably the release. And then, we'll probably keep this going or just say, fuck all y'all. But regardless of that, you feel me? There's been some new rumblings, like, that Nolan is mad over the HBO Max slate. I should say the WB slate going to HBO Max. Feel me? There's also Dennis the Menace, we'll just call him that. Dennis the Menace, the director of Doom. he was crying. I saw like an article on Variety of him crying today. You know what I mean?
Dang, man.
He was in his feelings and all that. Apparently there's rumors, you feel me, of actors crying in the background over this, but they're not going to come out. I don't think they're going to come out directly or anything and do that. Well, Jason Momoa did, but they don't. Most actors don't have the stones of Jason Momoa. You feel me? Jason Momoa, he wears his heart on the sleeves. Like, you'll hear shit about Keanu Reeves is mad, but I don't think you actually see Keanu Reeves say anything about
it. Yeah. Someone might hear him say like maybe a reaction, or maybe a scoff, or like a huh, interesting, or weird. Yeah. And then, people enhance it. They hear it third hand or something.
You say, oh, Margot Robbie's mad too, but I doubt that she's that mad, seeing how she's already going over to Disney. Can't really be that mad, so. There's that, but a whole slew of people are mad about these movies just coming to HBO Max. There's a good amount of them. All of them are supposed to come to theaters too. Jerry, Tom. You feel me? Like there's the prequel to The Sopranos. All the Saints of Newark. I'm a guy from New Jersey. I actually used to live in Newark. So that should be an interesting movie. There's even big blockbuster movies that's going to be coming to a small screen in a home near you. You feel me? There's Matrix 4. Matrix. Remember that?
We got Mortal Kombat coming.
Yeah, Mortal Kombat. There's Pedo Squad. I almost said 2, but I just thought about it. This will be the first Pedo Squad. But this is not a sequel.
It's a soft hard reboot. Hard soft reboot.
Yeah. It's definitely its own thing. For sure.
Wait, it's kind of like. Wait, Shazam is not. That's in the other verse, right? That's not the DCEU. That's the Justice verse.
Yeah.
So the Suicide Squad could be the Justice verse.
I think Shazam is in like the Conjuring universe or some shit.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Honest,
I'm okay with it there.
Yeah. That's where I was told, and I always when I first saw it, that's where I thought it lied.
Mm.
Yeah, now you feel me, you know. But yeah, there's a lot of interesting projects now and a lot of tears falling over this. It's in my opinion, honestly, like the slate isn't even that good. But I also want to say that it's only fair that I give a disclaimer to say that yes, I am gonna go in on Disney too in their slate. But you feel me? Since we're starting with WB because we started with WB and
Mm-hmm.
anyone who says there's no point beating a dead horse has never beat a dead horse. So the slate that they have for 2021 was all right. The one thing that's weak about it is, I guess, oh no, I should say the one thing that they have in their benefit is that they haven't really showed much of what's to come. So I guess I guess in that sense, like you really can't really bag on it that much. But I don't know, like all these directors losing their minds over their films going to HBO Max for like 30 days, as if like people were really like losing sleep over half these films. You feel me? Like come on, man, it's not true. like even I was like Wonder Woman 84, like people were just. That's why people were just saying just drop it already because people were just forgetting about it. Like people were getting annoyed. They weren't even hyped about it anymore. They're just on some shit. Just get it over with. Just put it
I'm
out
still
already.
trying to get hyped. It's not happening yet.
Yeah, like Tom and Jerry, bro. Man, I don't even know what that movie is. What is that? Why did haven't they learned that the whole fucking Looney Tunes back in action fucking approach? You feel me? Don't work no more. Like you feel me? Only movie that did that was actually pretty fucking good was that I can think of right now at least was fucking Who Framed Roger Rabbit. So I'm like, they had a nice little opportunity on their hands to make a big screen. Just they should have just went half CGI, half animation, big screen all the way through. They didn't even have to have any humans. I don't. When I watch Tom and Jerry, I don't want to see humans.
Yeah, I don't care about humans. Humans don't
I
exist. It's
don't
strictly,
care.
they're
Yeah,
like, it's like a steel cage match in like pro wrestling. It's just them, no one else.
yeah. They're
They don't
trying
need
to
to
they're
be no
trying to
one
take
else.
this Looney Tunes route with Tom and Jerry. They got humans in it. They got that Chloe Moritz or whatever in it. I'm like, what is this now?
What?
So it's like nothing wrong, nothing
It's
against
like, do you
her,
remember the
nothing. But I'm
humans
just
in like
saying.
in Charlie Brown and the Peanuts? No, they kept them out of their movies. Well, as far as I know, I didn't see that
But
new
they
one.
were humans
Actually,
though.
yeah, I just forgot. I just forgot there's a new one. So my bad.
Yeah,
No.
now technically, but they were humans though. They were just Charlie Brown. They're just kids. Kids do still count as humans, right?
Well, I get. Yeah, yeah. I guess younglings. I should say. No
Yeah. I guess
adults
they
or
would be
anything. They
considered.
still say
They
they're
would be
cartoony
considered
little
younglings.
dwarfy self. Like we don't know what kind of
Yeah.
form the peanuts grow into.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, is it overly animated like The Simpsons, or is it a little bit more lifelike yet simplified? Do they grow up and look like people like Rin Tin Tin? I don't know. They do share the same kind of eyes. I wonder about these things.
I think I think we're just gonna have to accept that there's some things we'll just never get the answer to.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
Moving on.
Moving on. But
Yeah.
yeah, people are angry at the slates or things coming to streaming service. Why do you think that
I'm
is?
not even. Oh, they. I'm not gonna say that right now. But
Yeah.
wow, it's just I'm thinking about it like it's not really the slate as bad. It's just really that I guess people are say certain people in the industry are just mad that um, they're even doing this to begin with, which is kind of silly to me.
Hmm.
I don't see what as so many people were saying for so long. There is a pandemic going on. There's a pandemic, bro.
Well, yeah, this is a good opportunity for people to catch their films.
Yeah, so kind of like that's like my response to that now, to this, to those people crying about it, like, bro, don't you know pandemic, bro? Pandemic, bro. HBO, bro.
The
Understand,
HBO
bro?
pandemic is there. That's what she said.
Like, why are you crying, bro? Pandemic, bro. You know, that's what they said to me for like the last 8 months. You know, so I'm just gonna say, you know, when I'm sitting at home watching Dune, from the comfort of my couch,
There's no
that's
noise.
what I'm
There's
gonna
no
say.
kid kicking behind your seat. There's no adult kicking behind your
When
seat.
when when Gio inevitably says to me, "Oh, come on, Ben, you gotta see Dune in a theater, big screen, the way it was supposed to be, man, IMAX,
Is that what Gio
35
says?
millimeters." I'm gonna be like, bro, there's a pandemic, bro. Hey, don't you want me to live, bro? You want to put my life on the line
I
for a
want you to
movie,
live, man.
bro? You want to put my life on the line, bro? Is that you feel, man? Nah, bro. I'm staying home, watching it on HBO Max. Like, you know, so honestly, I'm not really broken up about it. I'm not. You feel me? Like, you know, and Gal Gadot got paid off it.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool, right? That's cool.
Yeah, it's paid so well off it. Everyone else is mad too about that. You gotta be paid really well for people to get
Oh,
salty. You know, like how those numbers get out. It's crazy.
cause Gal Gadot is on her way up, man. She's the next one.
Our next star, like people had Dwayne Johnson for a while. Ladies, I think Angelina
I think
Jolie
she
is
got
losing the
a.
title to Gal Gadot.
Yeah, she is though. She can say she already lost it.
Mm. Wonder Woman beat Tomb Raider.
Angelina, Angelina Jolie was probably thinking like, "Damn, I should have played Wonder Woman."
Yeah, there was a time when people were kind of hoping and expecting, and then there's that rumor that Beyonce was gonna be Wonder Woman, and then everyone gave up.
Yeah, no. And
She could be Nubia. That'd be sick.
Gal Gadot got the Cleopatra role,
Mm-hmm. Which Beyonce could
even
have
though
taken too.
that movie's probably not going to be good anyway. But it's
It'll
all
probably be
about,
as
you
good
know,
as
in Hollywood
Alexander.
it's all, yeah, it's all about, you feel me, like, you know, appearance and, you know, surface value, you feel me, shit in Hollywood. So her just getting that role and being in that movie, Angelina Jolie is crying right now off
Oh,
that.
don't cry,
She's crying.
Angelina. Don't cry.
There's a lot of tears right now at the lot of WB, because, you know, all these filmmakers got fat while everybody starved, you know, while we was sitting here, had to watch all these fucking whack ass agenda driven movies, got to have to watch them fucking ruin fucking Star Wars, you feel me? ruin fucking they ruined Star Trek, you feel me? Like, they haven't dropped, they even ruined fucking the new IPs and shit. They came up, they ruined Pacific Rim.
Oh
They
yeah,
dropped
that
one
didn't get a
Pacific Rim movie.
chance. Aw.
Yeah, they dropped one Pacific Rim movie, and the next one was garbage.
Maybe that's why John Boyega's mad. He's like, you guys are making me guilty by accomplice or something.
And it's
You ain't
like the
going Disney
industry,
Plus
like,
me.
remember that Charlie's Angels reboot they did?
No.
Booty. Exactly. Exactly. You know what I mean? So it's like, man, and it's like Dennis Villeneuve is a
Wait, the one
good
with Lucy Liu,
filmmaker.
right?
No, oh yeah, that's the one I'm talking about. Yeah, that's the good one. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. Remember that one, Kojay. Keep it in your mind, bro.
Yeah, because I'm trying. That's the only one I can think of.
Forget
I think
me
there was
ever
another one.
mentioning that there. Forget me ever mentioning that there was a quote unquote another fucking.
Yo, I'm too lazy to
Probably
go on
didn't go.
IMDb right now, so it's all good.
I was actually lying to you. It didn't actually happen.
Whoa,
Don't worry about it.
man, could you believe? I think people lose their minds and
Yep.
start having a weird nerfed expectations, start canceling
Yep.
films while they're being made and
Ignorant,
justicing them.
ignorance is bliss. Cipher voice. But real shit though. Like it is an interesting thing because you got all these films coming out, all these chances. For me, they was raking in the dough. They was making all these cash grab sensational movies that were just, forced their way to $1 billion just based off, Stanism. And then I don't know what they really expected. That y'all were just gonna sit on all these movies and shit. Well, and then you're gonna tell everybody, you're gonna preach to everybody else about, oh, it's a pandemic, bro. There has to be exceptions and changes and bro. But like I've said, I hadn't seen them try to move up any of these movies or push towards opening theaters and everything. They went it both ways, man. You can't be throwing the pandemic in people's faces, and then not be trying to help, theaters open up or, you feel me, getting this market going again. And then on the flip side, y'all don't want to drop the movies. y'all want to complain. Y'all want to keep pushing the movies back to to a stupid point. Y'all don't. It's just like Hollywood, man. They deserve this, That's all I have to say about that, man. Especially like I didn't see besides Nolan. That's why I'll give Nolan a pass because that's why Nolan is coming out even more in force now because he knows like, oh yeah, you can't say I didn't try to do something. I did try, but he tried, but nigga, you failed. I'm sorry. Tenet came out. These bitch ass governors in these states and all these other places, especially in LA and New York. We're gonna get on California too. Sorry, Kojay, but
There's a bunch of fools out here. If it wasn't for foolish Californians, we'd have the snark cut by now. So go for it.
Yeah, like it's like, come on, bro. Y'all didn't want to back opening up any. Y'all want people to fucking be able to go to grocery stores and all this shit, but then it comes down to like, all right, can you open up the movie theaters? Oh nah, bro. Oh nah, we can't open the movie. So it's like, stop it. It's like, really fucking stop it, man. Like, because I was sitting there this whole time, I was counting the days. But when they would reopen the movie theaters, I was counting the days.
I was too, man.
When it would actually come
I
out.
want to see my shit.
When are they gonna drop Tenet? When is the movie theater? And they finally, when they finally did it, it was like, yes. But it was barely a victory because it was like a last ditch win. You feel me? Where they got it off by like an inch. Like, and movie theaters opened over here. And the reason why it opened over here is because I'm in New Jersey is because people in New Jersey started putting pressure on the governor and on the fucking government and on the administration. Like, and another thing is because they were trying to follow New York out here so hard. And New Jersey, we were like, hell fucking no. You're not about to have us, because it's a boring state out here. So you're not about to have it fucking even more boring. Like, what the fuck are y'all smoking? You think we're just about to sit in the crib all day with literally nothing to do? You know what I mean? It's like, and then, and the thing was, they kept pushing back when they were going to start, doing these reopenings. And then I think around the time when Cuomo said, oh, we're not opening theaters again, and then our governor in Jersey, fucking, Phillips, I think his name, it's not his last name, but no, Murphy shit. Yeah, and he followed suit like, oh yeah, we're gonna do the same thing. And people in Jersey was like, no, the fuck you're not. You about to open up these theaters, bro. Like, what do you, like, you have no reason to keep these shits closed. Like, what are you talking about? I will vote you out of office, bro. You and anybody who fucks with you. What are you talking about, man? Like, you're not, like, that's the whole thing. Through this whole, pandemic thing, like, a lot of people let, their elected officials act like dictators while they were sitting here, crying over Trump. You feel me? If you're really worried about movie theaters and a lot of these, a lot of these other industries out here, you feel me? You wouldn't have let them come on such of an extremist angle. But I'm in New Jersey, and movie theaters are open. I think they're still open for the most part. You feel me? I haven't checked in a minute, but last time I checked, they're open. In New York, they're not open. You feel me? So the point of me bringing this up is where is the James Gunn? Where is the Denis Villeneuve? And where even Chris Nolan and all that too? Where is all these motherfuckers that directed all these WB movies and all that shit at the tell, you feel me, the governor of Cali, the governor of New York that opened up the fucking movie theaters. Where, I'm just saying, exactly. You feel what I mean? What they want is just they want it to just go how it's going, sit back, have the movie sit in the chamber till it's best for them to drop them and make money. And it's just not gonna happen that way. It never was. Like, so. Just like I'm not putting any of that blame on theaters and all that because they're the middlemen. They have to sit there and wait for the movies to be made and put them out. But it's past that, like, that's why if you even check, you feel me, check what how a lot of people are feeling about it. You feel me? They're not respecting it. They're not respecting all these directors coming out crying and all that shit over their movies going to HBO for a month. They're not. And they're like, I sound like entitled brat right now. That sound hella entitled. and a lot of you, and a lot of y'all, what's so funny about it, like, perfect example is Dennis the Menace. It's like, bro, this dude, Dennis the Menace, has to be fucking, it's so funny they're making Tom and Jerry the movie, because he has to be like Jerry, how fucking quiet he is, like a mouse. Like, this dude, Dennis the Menace, then you damn never see him around. You never fucking see an interview from him, or, you feel me? He's never around saying shit, talking. He's some in the corner. You feel me? He's one of them in the corner shy weirdo director guys. Like, oh, he's a genius though. But then you look at him, he's just standing there with some weird Homer Simpson smile. Okay, I guess I'll believe you. He's a filmmaking genius, whatever. You feel me? But the dude has no fucking moxie though. You feel me? But then all of a sudden here he comes. He got this whole fucking wall of text fucking statement. to I don't know who he even sent it to, but they covered it in a few different places. But wall of text statement. All of a sudden this dude has a lot to say. There's a lot to say. He didn't have this much to say when Blade Runner flopped. Just saying.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't think he had this much to say about Dune, period. Like, I don't think I've seen this dude say this much in one sitting about Dune. And I even been, reading shit about the Dune movie. As far as articles and, news updates and all that. So it's like, nigga, where have you been? Where now you're gonna come like, oh no, man, this is gonna ruin the industry, bro. Like, bro, like, what do you mean? Like, where were you at? You was over there at fucking on WB lot getting high somewhere. You feel me? Getting your ego stroked. Cause you made Blade Runner. You feel me? The sequel. You feel me? Like, come on, man. You weren't out here. You feel me? Talking. Really advocating for anything. Alright, come on, man. Like, a lot of these dudes be trying to come around like you feel me? Like they're the school president or some shit. You know, like they're the school president or they're the smart kid in class. You feel me? They're the smart kid in class that everybody respects. That, you feel me? Like, oh man, that never shakes the boat. Like, and because he never shakes the boat, there's one time that he comes out and says that we're supposed to fucking take this guy seriously. It's like, but it's like, motherfucker, the reason why we don't take you seriously because you never fucking shake the boat ever. So yeah, this one time that you're coming out shaking the boat, it could be an epiphany level moment where, you feel me, you know, you're pointing out some type of injustice or some type of wrong that's going down on that's so disgusting to you that you had to say something. It could be that. Or it could be a dud. You feel me? It could just be a dud situation where you feel slighted. And now, after all this time, you feel like you want to be the one to fucking open your mouth about something. Even though you didn't open your mouth about anything else prior to this, up to this point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, that's why in situations like that, you feel me, you got the person that comes up and says, oh yeah, he's right, man. And then you have the other person that comes like, you know what, fuck this guy. What has he even ever done? Like, he could be right this one time. But dude, you're only saying this because it fucking slights you. Hey, I can easily say right now, where was this nigga when the Snyder Cut situation was going on?
Right? Where?
And now everybody in their minds coming out about artist integrity, man. It's like, man, it's like, stop.
They should have been celebrated at the announcement, in my opinion.
I think people are however, are just salty that AT&T is working that pimp hand on them. They working that pimp hand on y'all. Especially a lot of the people that WB even has on their live, they can afford to lose them. They can afford to lose them. Like, that's what I mean. Hollywood has been writing off scraps for a minute, man. A lot of these actors and directors that are even on the lot right now working for WB, like, it's like, bruh, stop it, man. Stop coming like y'all really got stock like that. Like, for real. Like, even down to Margot Robbie and all that. Like, it's like, I'm gonna stop it, bro. Like, nobody's really checking. The age of the celebrity is dead, man. You feel me? Nobody's really checking for y'all like that. Like, to be honest, the only one that's really even buzzing like that is Keanu Reeves. And nobody's checking for Keanu Reeves like that.
Keanu Reeves isn't even checking Keanu Reeves like that.
Yeah, like, the age of the celebrities having all this pull and sway, and actors and shit having all this pull and sway is over with, bro. That's why all they can do is cry right now. All they can do is cry. Because, you know, they know that they couldn't do anything about it. You don't own the rights to this shit.
I think a lot of the saltiness, in my opinion, is also coming from prestige. In the sense that, okay, I understand that, you know, everyone's trying to figure stuff out to get by through the pandemic, be safe and all that. That makes sense. But I think they were expecting to ride things out, and at this time where, you know, people are at home and things go straight to streaming, is almost like going straight to home release, like straight to DVD or Blu-ray and all that, right? So when your film is, because for a while a lot of films don't make it to theaters, they go straight to home release, and many big films and prestigious films and studios put films straight to theaters. So those films that hit the theaters first, they essentially are in competition with each other.
We know that.
Yeah. But
you understand that.
Yeah, and I brought this up in our previous one that got lost. But yeah, the thing is that when your films go straight to home release, or now in this case straight to streaming, it's kind of at the same level as every other film that's straight to streaming. So that they have more competition now, and maybe a downgrade even, because you know, you get the awards and all that. You rarely see films that go straight to Blu-ray get the awards.
Yeah, I just think they want that prestige. It gets rid of the flair. That's all it is. And there's films that didn't come to theaters that won awards and all that, but it's like, it really does just come down to the false sense of prestige. Like, because what it really is like, if a lot of these movies didn't come out, and if you watch a lot of these movies in theaters and then watch them at home, you can see, you know, when you watch a movie in theaters, it comes with the you know, those rose tinted glasses. You know, especially for garbage movies. Like, if you go watch a fucking garbage popcorn movie, they're still supposed to be glitz and glam, and explosions and shit. Like, yeah, if you in the theater and it's loud and you feel me, everybody's into it and you're fucking throwing that popcorn down your face, you're gonna walk out. Oh yeah, this movie's great, man. You know what I mean? That's really why. That's really how a lot of movies even get it off.
Right.
But then I guarantee you, if you were to watch that same movie, you feel me, for the first time or even the second time, you know, like at home, whatever, by yourself and shit, you were really able to like sit there and take it in for what it is. It would just be whatever to you. You'd be like, all right, that was pretty good. Like, you feel me? Like, not every movie, like, hits the spot for, for people. You know what I mean? Like,
and that's where
has, different perspectives.
That's where they could sell a movie that's probably worthy of going straight to home release and not even worthy going to theaters, but by putting it in theaters, they can kind of force some prestige level for that movie. And then some films that are just really good that would never see a theater release do get a theater release. Nowadays, and that's great for them.
In the modern age, only time they actually put, movies that were supposed to be in theaters on streaming and just dumping on there is if, the movie actually turned out. I'm talking about movies that were planned like for theatrical release. It's only if those movies turned out so bad, you feel me, that they didn't want to take the chance of wasting the money of just doing that, so they just sold it onto a streaming thing. But for the most part, when movies are actually just made in either for streaming or they just don't care how it's going to release, and it's just made, and then they just look for distribution. They are just as good, or even sometimes better. You feel what I mean? The movies that come from studios that get dumped onto streaming are bad because, you feel me, they probably did some stupid shit in production, or there was probably some hiccups with making the movie. Like, oh man, it didn't turn out the way you wanted to. So it was never a product that was optimized from the beginning. It was already a dud. You feel me? And they knew it was a dud. You feel me? Like, it's obviously different that's why I say specifically for those type of projects. You feel me? When those type of films do, cause even perfect example is that film with, Tom Holland, and I think that might be coming to theaters now, but that film with Tom Holland and, Daisy Ridley. You feel me? They tried to dump that movie on streaming only because it was going through production hell, and they were already saying from behind the scenes that the movie was just trash. You feel me? Apparently they were able to get it done and hobble it into something, and they're about to release it. But like movies like that, you feel me, is the movies that big studios dump on streaming. But when independent, filmmakers or even streaming channels, when they just make the movie, you feel me, like, and just drop it, it's usually just a good, and the perfect example is like Taken. Taken was a direct to consumer, direct to DVD, Blu-ray, whatever you want to say. It was a direct movie when Taken first came out. And motherfuckers always forget that. Like, when Taken first dropped, that shit came straight to VCR. You know what I mean? Like, and people watched the movie, and a lot of people, and it ended up becoming a big hit on fucking Blu-ray and shit. Because mad people were watching it and buying it. They're like, yo, what the fuck? This Liam Neeson movie Taken is fucking fire. You feel me? It's probably one of the most fire action movies that I've seen in like years. And people just kept buying it and watching it and watching it. And what they did was, they're like, damn, we did some dumbass shit. We should have released this shit in theaters. We didn't know motherfuckers was gonna like it this much. So what they did, they just re-released it in theaters. And then it became a hit again, even when they re-released it in theaters. The movie was already out. I had it. You feel me? Like, they just dropped it again in theaters because it was making so much damn money. You feel me? And then when they remarketed it and everything, and everybody thought it was a new movie. You feel me? Like, and it's like, oh, Taken, and like they didn't even know that this shit came out like damn near 6 months ago. You feel me? That long ago, they like, you feel me?
For like
exactly, you feel me? Dead ass. So it's like it's a weird thing it's a weird way to base things, but it's like it really does depend. You feel me? Because it's like the prestige thing is definitely a false thing. I feel like the prestige is more like it's more like an extra edge up. Like, you feel me? I have an extra edge up because I'm automatically in a different league.
And I don't like it because it's like the prestige where it's has to be more accessible and pleasing to everybody. So then there's more of like kind of like rules that film has to partake and fall into for it to get to that level. So there's a certain amount of risk that you can and cannot do. There's a certain amount of content you can and cannot do. There's even time limits you can and cannot do. And I feel that's really limiting. So breaking this prestige and everything going straight to, all right, is your stuff good or not? Is it sincere? Does it reach people? That's the part that should matter. And going straight to streaming service, I think, scares these people, because without that prestige, they kind of don't have that little insurance, safety insurance or training wheels to go into competing with other films that are trying to do their own thing and find their independent voice.
Yeah, so, well said.
I mean, this is the taste of artistic integrity. People are coming first, and as it should be in a way.
It comes at a cost, sir.
Mm-hmm. And it's gonna break your dumbass stigmas for it to be here. So enjoy it.
It's like, yeah, you know, and I wish I can say I feel them a little bit like I do, like, oh, it was meant for theaters, and you know, this is gonna set back, you know, the industry and all that. And
I don't think it will.
We'll get into that after, but since this is already happening, you know, they're just gonna have to cry about it. That's, I guess, whatever. You feel me? Like, you know. And another thing is, like these movies, now when it comes down to it, they are gonna have to compete. They are gonna be compared. You feel me? They'll probably, if they most likely release Zack Snyder's Justice League or whatever they end up fucking calling it at this point, feel me, all at once, then these movies are definitely going to be compared based on engagement, you know, the numbers that they bring in when they come out, you know. So like they can, I don't really, like you said, it really just comes down to prestige, and also it could come down to a fact that maybe they just don't feel like, because of that, you know, their movies will do good based on the numbers compared to other stuff, like, you know, that could be coming out around the same time or even after, like, because, you know, the Snyder Cut's coming, you know, they're gonna compare those numbers to the Snyder Cut with Wonder Woman, with Matrix, with Suicide Squad, Dune, all that shit. You feel me? Apparently, I think they were already supposed to be working on a Dune miniseries and all that shit with
Sci-Fi's Channel has some decent Dune series back in the day.
I think that was supposed to be coming on HBO or something. So it's like, I don't know. It's like, what is there to make? It's like it really does come off more like a fair competition. I didn't see the guys making Mortal Kombat saying anything about it though.
Well, I didn't see anything from Mortal Kombat. I'd like to see more, but I'd like to get hyped, but I don't know anything about that.
Because the dude's making that. But for one thing, I think that's produced by James Wan.
Yes.
The guys making that are they're pretty new. They're like a new director and a new writer and all that. So I think they're just happy to take any opportunity they can get. They're not gonna complain. You feel me? Because I think the more people that end up seeing Mortal Kombat, the better in their eyes. But it seems like everybody else. Oh, and obviously the people who made Tom and Jerry, I didn't see them complaining either. I don't
know. Yeah, Tom and Jerry have been having a lot of straight to film content for a long time. That's what keeps them in the game. That's what keeps the people having the IP on them. Yada yada yada. And that's why I think some of these slates are a little bit manipulative, because all right, you'll see Tom and Jerry, but if we didn't have the pandemic, that could have been a movie that goes straight to DVD, you know what I mean, and Blu-ray for home release. But they're just putting it up there just to have more content to get people hyped, just to squeeze in,
good point, yeah.
you know, to fit in the sandwich. Because you saw that Star Wars one, there's a lot of stuff on there, but then you see a lot of animated stuff that usually goes straight to DVD or to Disney X, you know, the children's Sunday morning cartoon channel for Disney or whatever, Disney X, and all that stuff. And
yeah, honestly, so that Star Wars slate that
it just looks like a lot for the sake
Disney.
Of having a lot, and that's
it just seemed like excess. A lot of that stuff did seem like kid show stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll get into that though.
Correct.
Even with beyond that, as
But yeah,
far as on
that's what
HBO
Tom and
Max,
Jerry's
like
about.
that's the whole thing with it being on there. Now there's more things that people would probably check out, you know, and
Mm-hmm.
they probably, probably wouldn't have before. How many people was really about to go see Tom and Jerry? Mortal
As
Kombat
much as
could
I
have been
did
a
the
sleeper
last three
hit,
films that came out of Tom and Jerry this year.
but yeah, and even with Mortal Kombat, it's like people like Mortal Kombat, but the last Mortal Kombat movie was
Annihilation.
shaky. Yeah, and people remember that. So it's like not. I don't think people were
That
really
film
about
was
to rush
justice.
to see. I would have went to see the Mortal Kombat in theaters just to give it that burn, but I wouldn't. I
Same
don't
here.
think that many people would have been rushing to see, Mortal Kombat. I think they would. It would have been a thing that it would have had to ride off word of mouth. They would have
Mm-hmm.
dropped, and they got to drop that trailer or some footage or something, man. They do, and that's another weird thing with how WB's even acting right now with a lot of the movies they even have coming up. Like, bro, you're not really showing motherfuckers shit for real. Like, what is good with it? Like, what's good with the Matrix 4? What's good with on Godzilla versus Kong? They dropped like 2 images of it already. Like what? Like what? You haven't showed anything from Mortal Kombat.
Nothing. And we're talking about
Nothing.
story options for Mortal Kombat. Like,
They haven't even told us shit.
we have nothing. We have more ideas for Mortal Kombat than anything they could give us right now.
Like what is like come on, man. And they're saying, when did they say Mortal Kombat is supposed to drop, in January or something? Like what? It can't be
Mm-hmm.
dropping in January because that's way too they, for them not to have to be saying anything. I saw something about that said they were supposed to be saying dropping some Mortal Kombat news soon, but they're playing, man. That's what I mean. Like that's why I think this was an AT&T move more than a WB move,
It
because
seems
this
like
is
no one's
AT&T
ready.
Warner Media move, because WB is playing, man, and people
Unless
don't
they
just
want to
don't want to
move
accept it, man.
before, maybe they got the word before that other moves are gonna be made by other studios. They're like, hey, let's be the first. Oh, we ain't ready, Captain. Let's do it.
Yeah,
Full throttle.
yeah, and they have no excuse that this party, they're like, that shit was cool and everything, and it still is cool,
Mm-hmm.
but they haven't announced any. I'll ask you a question.
All right.
What HBO Max project besides the Snyder Cut have they announced that, you feel me, that really shook things up?
Is it Wonder Woman 84?
Come on, Kojay.
It's a Snyder Cut, man.
So besides the Snyder Cut, what? The Snyder
Dune.
Cut can't hold up a
Probably
whole
Dune.
streaming service, bro. This shit's
Probably
supposed to,
Dune.
from what we know, the Dune is a movie, man. That's what
Yeah,
I'm
that's
saying.
true.
Those
That don't
movies
count.
don't count. Original project, original HBO Max project, bro.
What is it? That Game of Thrones thing that they tuned?
I'm asking you.
I don't know. I haven't really felt anything that was fire.
Can you think of something? And that's the
No,
issue, man. That's the
that
issue,
is the
bro.
issue.
That's what
I
I'm
have to
saying, man.
try, man. Why do I have to try so hard? I don't
Like,
like
it's
trying so
cool,
hard.
but like, that's the whole thing. Like, WB, they have the IPs and everything. I don't know what's going on over there,
Mm-hmm.
but they were supposed to be helping out Warner Media and AT&T and having some shit in the chamber, ready to fucking go, some hard shit. Instead, these motherfuckers are sitting around making CW shows all day. It's ridiculous. So yeah, they in a way it may not be that great, but it just shows you where things are at. They needed to do this. Like,
Yeah, I ain't complaining with this. This is cool. This is something, and
and I'm definitely
it's
watching
just
Mortal
needed.
Kombat on HBO Max. I may see it in theaters too, but I'm definitely watching it. if it's gonna be on there day one, I don't gotta leave my crib. I'm definitely watching on HBO Max. You must be
You
crazy.
gotta have Mortal Kombat. It's Mortal Kombat,
I'm gonna
man.
watch it I'm gonna watch it twice.
Eee.
If it's good. But yeah, speaking of that, since that shit's gonna be more accessible, it will be cool to see what they do with the Mortal Kombat movie. I'm actually, let's see if we can find some new news on that.
Nice.
Probably not though, because that's what I'm saying. WB is just terrible, man.
True that, man. That's why we do this show. It's not just to trash them, but they're listening. They have a chance to listen.
The most recent thing I see pop up when I type it in the headline is Mortal Kombat producer apologizes after teasing a movie update that never came.
Is that all he says?
Yeah, bro, that's what I'm saying. So I'm not even gonna read it because I already know, man.
So there you go.
Yeah, I already know, man. It's like, bro, you just say it, man. It's like, bro.
Right?
Get to the point where the producers are teasing updates and not updating shit. Like,
in fact, the only updates they have is apologizing for no updates.
The last thing I seen one of the Wachowskis say about Matrix 4 was...
What was that?
Oh, look at this nameplate at the Vision in Monoma. You see anyone in the name and the shit. Just rambling. I'm like, what is this? And then the last thing before that I seen was one of the Wachowskis talking about, how the Matrix is a trans story or something like that. And I'm like, what's going on here?
What do you mean? Like,
I don't know. I didn't even get it. You're trying to say the whole Matrix
story? Like, are we going to go to space?
Transsexual story. Transsexual story.
What?
Yeah, so I don't know where they were going with that, but I'm like, this does not let me know what's going to happen.
I thought transcending, like going to space.
No.
See more of what happened.
No, they were talking about sex stuff and gender identity and stuff. But my point is, like I said, what does this have to do with the next Matrix movie? That's all I'm saying, man. I'm not trying to. It's like why can't we know anything about the Mortal Kombat movie? Why are they being so coy about It's like Godzilla versus Kong? Like, Jesus, you could have at least give us a trailer by now.
But there's
and that's the whole thing. I don't know where to put the blame of this, really, but I have to spread it out a little bit. I have to say that it has to come down to WB, has to come down to even the people behind making these movies, like, doesn't even make sense that we know more about Suicide Squad than The Matrix, like. Pedo Squad, my apologies. Anyway, Mortal Kombat is probably really the only movie that they about to drop on there that I'm really hyped for. Like, Dune seems cool and everything, but, I'm not even gonna front like I'm some huge Dune fan. I can't.
No, I'm not a Dune fan. It's just some cool shit, I saw the series, I saw the old movie. It was alright. So I think this will be dope. It's like I'm not the biggest Planet of the Apes fan, but I enjoy the movies, and I own a few. But it's not like it's not my go-to. I have other things for that.
And plus Dennis the Menace, man, the movie be flopping, bro. So I don't see why he's the one coming out complaining. If anything, this HBO Max thing gives Dennis another way out. It gives another scapegoat. It wasn't my fault that Dunes flopped. It was because of the HBO Max deal. Anyway, yeah, but what I want to see, I want to see Raiden. I want to see, Liu Kang. I want to see Shang Tsung and Jax and shit. I want to see Ermac. You know what I'm saying?
I wanted to,
Yeah,
I wanted.
You feel me?
I wanted to go hard and serious.
Scorpion, bro.
Hell yeah.
I'm like, that's the only thing I think is cool on that sleep. But
it's its own adventure.
That's not on HBO Max yet. Now what HBO Max needs to do is actually, because everybody thinks that like, oh, WB shot they load early because Disney had the investor day. It's like, not really. WB shot Disney shot their load early. Because in reality, HBO Max hasn't fucking announced anything, really. Think about it. They have it. They just have it. If you saying that them bringing movies that were already going to drop over to the platform or something, nigga, they haven't announced any original projects yet. So Disney shot their load early. So the smart thing that HBO Max needs to do, with the help of AT&T, is to whip the back of WB as hard as they can. You feel me? And actually have them announce, some fire, series, films, or whatever is going to come exclusively there that people are actually going to like and want to see. You feel me? That broad, it's a broad spectrum of things. Dramas, high concept films, ongoing series, miniseries, like they have the vault, man. So at that, like the ball's in their court again, you know what I mean, at this point. But if people think that, you feel me, that that Disney hasn't won up, not really, because you got to go in on Disney. You're about to go in on Disney, Marvel,
them and their quantity,
Star Wars. Yeah,
it's a lot of stuff, man. And the content of a lot of stuff, it just looks like a bunch of quantity over quality. And these stories, they seem like, okay, you get a video game and you get side quests. This looks like all the side quests, but not the main story. And
look at all this DLC.
Yeah. It's like, buy this game. It's like $2. All right. Do I get any levels? Oh yeah, the levels are all the DLC. Pick whatever you like. You get to choose, but there's so much. There is so much. Enjoy for this price.
Yeah. That's like they were all these people. Well, not all these people. All these bloggers really were hyping up all. And they go, Disney just announced 10 Star Wars movie shows and 10 Marvel shows. And I go to look at this Star Wars slate, because I don't even care about Marvel like that. Like, I went to go look at the Star Wars slate, and I was like, what is this?
I didn't see it all. So we have Rogue Squadron that I saw Patty Jenkins do her video saying, I'm going to do it, or whatever. Moving on. Whatever. I don't know. And it's crazy. It's like more hype of what she's doing, but I don't know. I just want to see how the films are first. But anyways,
no, I don't. That's the whole thing. It's
Rogue
like,
Squadron, Obi-Wan and Darth Vader. And
none
that's
of
all
those,
I heard.
No, none of those are good to me. I don't want to see all these side quests, man. I don't want to see all.
Especially
these side
after
quests,
the
bro.
main story.
Star Wars
I don't think
dead,
lived
man.
up to the hype.
They just milked this shit to death. They got this shit called the Droid Show, the Rangers of the High Republic. Like, what is this? What is this?
High Republic.
They gave Ahsoka her own show.
I'm okay with that. I like her.
I'm not okay with that. Like, why? She doesn't even need her own show, bro. Ahsoka was supposed to.
No, honestly, she needs her own movie, not a show, in my opinion.
Nah,
Like,
she
made that thing
needs to
fire.
just
Like Rogue One.
She needs to just die already. Honestly,
No.
man. Every day that Ahsoka lives is borrowed time, and she continues to just every step that she takes in the Star Wars universe. At this point, she just ruining canon.
Dang, bro.
Every single at this point, everything that she takes just ripples throughout the Star Wars universe and just completely just discombobulates the timeline.
Dang.
So, the sooner Ahsoka fucking dies, the better.
Oh no.
I was like, plus in my eyes, it really just it waters down the Mandalorian, because it's like the Mandalorian is on season 2. It's like, damn, so you're already doing a spinoff of Ahsoka, and you just introduced Ahsoka in
Someone's copying CW.
It's like,
that's like what CW does.
They're doing all these side shows. It's like, where is the overall narrative of this? Where is this going?
It's going everywhere, man.
All right. It's like, like...
It's going up, it's going down.
I don't want to make it seem like the Marvel thing, with Star Wars, there was always an overall story of where they're like, and it's like they completely lost that. It's like, why did all this shit even matter? It's like, man. I mean, come on. They had Ahsoka. They had Ahsoka fight Darth Maul. They had Ahsoka fight Darth Maul at the end of Clone Wars. It's like, why? I don't. It's just a lot of this stuff is just getting redundant, In my opinion, it's like, I don't see what was there to be hyped about by all those 10 shows that they announced. I mean, it's cool that Obi-Wan is getting the show, and that Anakin will come. Well, that Hayden Christensen will come back and play Darth Vader. They said that.
That's cool, enough, man. But, seriously, that's cool.
But it's not really that cool because you don't know what they're gonna do. So.
That's true. That's also true.
And even with that, like, they don't really need to do that. I don't know, man. All this shit is just retcon.
Yeah. Yeah, I get worried when there's so much, so fast all at once. I saw someone say it on Twitter best. I forgot who, so I do apologize. But they said, I really like when Star Wars films were rare and, you just wait for the film coming out every now and then. And it's going to be what it is. All this stuff coming out so quick, it's kind of like almost like something's lost. And I think it's like, it's like rushing a painting. It's like they're putting it out, like but the shit didn't get to dry yet.
Hooking up a cow to an automatic milker.
Yeah, something like that. So yeah, that's.
I do agree. Worry. I do agree with that. Is that Star Wars was better when it wasn't as frequent.
Because you're like, oh, this year it's all about this game. Oh, this year it's all about the books. Oh shoot, this year is all about it. It was a fine wine to dine on.
They put a little bit more care into it, and I don't know. I'm just not into this whole even that whole High Republic thing. That shit blows my shit, man.
I have no idea what that is. Is it Old Republic, New Republic, Current Republic?
They're replacing the Old Republic with the High Republic.
Oh, so it's a reboot of the past. I don't know how Star Wars fans feel about that.
I can't even with this shit, man. I just can't. And all these fans are so hyped about it just because, oh, look at all this content, man. So much content. What is HBO and Netflix gonna do? Like, bro, not even half. Most of these shows are garbage. The Marvel shows are gonna be all right because the Marvel fans, they like anything. Marvel fans are really.
They're very, very happy people. Like with anything that Marvel comes out, You put a Marvel stamp on it, they're so happy. I'm happy for them.
Yeah, they're just not the same.
Yeah, they're on something else, man.
Marvel fans are just. You don't need. It's like I don't even gonna disrespect like that, but it's like they're gonna watch and enjoy it for sure.
Mhm.
But as far as the Star Wars goes, any hope that anyone had for Star Wars for the future is pretty much dead at this point. That slate was so big, that was pretty much the next few years.
I
That's
think
what you
they're
can
trying to
expect.
segue their Marvel fans. Honestly, I think the Marvel slate and this Disney whatever investor slate whatever. I think the goal is to have the two slates overlap in a certain structure that the Marvel fans will segue over to be the Star Wars fans because they lost some loyal Star Wars fans and they have
Yeah,
some. So I think they want to segue that format and blend the two franchises fandoms so they can continue to create some more Delta milk.
yeah,
Because they all
yeah.
have, like, it looks like the same rhythm in the same area. And I think they're just going to keep whatever works. And they're going to go off on their little continued Pirates of the Caribbean template. It's not a Marvel template, not anymore. I think it's always been a Pirates of the Caribbean type of template. Ever since Disney took over whatever they wanted. Or whatever they took over became like a Pirates of the Caribbean story progression, one off per movie template with a certain pacing and hit all the
That worked
tones
for a
and stuff.
while.
And whatever works. Yeah, and I think they're still doing it.
Not really. I think the last movie that did that was probably Tron or John Carter from Mars.
Oh, I thought, well, the last one I saw was Doctor Strange. I thought I had that
And
kind of thing.
nah,
It definitely wasn't like the Lionsgate
nah.
animated film. That one was like the Prestige, man. That's what I was hoping.
I don't know which one came out first. John Carter from Mars or
John Carter
Tron
was great.
Legacy. But that was probably one of the last good
Oh, last good ones?
like
Yeah, John Carter and Tron
Disney
Legacy.
movies where they.
Hell yeah.
I think they came out with the Pirates movie after those, but
They did.
even I think there was a fourth one, but that Pirates movie they actually moved away from that and they kind of tried to set up more movies in that Pirates movie and that didn't really turn out. You know,
Mm, yeah.
because people forget that they technically already rebooted, not really rebooted, but they already rebooted Pirates. So you know, because they had the one with whatever his name was, but either way they had the new young pirate guy in there and it had like Penelope Cruz in it or some shit. I think there was a mermaid in it.
Yeah, but the mermaid and the guy, they already left the story. In the end, they pretty much had the exact same ending to Splash with Tom Hanks and what's her name? I forgot. So they came and they went. So I don't even know what they have left to continue on if they do that.
Yeah, either way, who gives a fuck?
Yeah, I don't know. I already tried too hard.
Either way, I don't just like. And the funny thing about it to me is that so many people are trying to kill AT&T right now over putting those movies on HBO Max, but Disney is mad cool for dropping all these booty projects that are gonna go straight to fucking streaming.
It's that familiar bias, bro. Familiar bias.
That's like, granted, you can say like, well, oh man, all these projects were already gonna go to streaming, bro. They were made, and they're right, and they can take that stance. Could they be right? But clearly Disney was not about to, because Disney already said that they were gonna focus more on streaming, that they were gonna go full head on streaming. So you didn't see
Mm.
Disney drop a new slate talk about oh yeah, these are new movies coming to theaters. No, they're pretty much telling you that they're about to take the MCU out of theaters. What?
Mm-hmm.
Like what the fuck? They about to take Star Wars out of theaters.
See, it's like
what Star Wars is about to become Star Trek, well, every week. Like what the hell are you talking about? Like, so who's Disney helping right now? Themselves? Like, exactly. Come on, man.
It's like right there, man. It's plain sight.
Like if Disney really wanted to get Disney looking like man, we gave the theaters enough money. Now you see how crazy and rabid these Marvel fans are. They'll run to the theater naked to see our movies. We need to cut out the middleman. We gave the theaters enough money. Put all the Marvel movies on streaming. Man, come on, man. I don't see who's. Like Marvel fans love justifying shit. That's why I fuck with DC fans way more forever, because DC fans we love criticizing shit and picking shit apart for no reason. You feel me? Marvel fans, they love settling and you feel me, justifying shit.
Quick.
Like, oh man, well Moon Knight has to come on streaming because, you know, Moon Knight's not that popular and he's an obscure character, and, you know, we'll be able to get more episodes out of it anyway, man. And it's like, okay. She-Hulk, man, She-Hulk's not that cool. That's why she's gonna be on Disney Plus. Miss Marvel's not that cool, you know, she's an obscure character and they have to build her up and still put in their movies after, man. It's like, man. It's like, the DC fans be like, whoa. Why are you making a Green Lantern show? We don't, what the fuck, we want Green Lantern movie. How about give us 5 movies, all in IMAX? Like, man, a Green Lantern show is alright.
And then the studio's like, okay,
y'all could have did this. Like, just saying.
Could have thought bigger.
Yeah, could have thought bigger, you feel me? Like, Marvel fans be just taking it. Yeah, like, it's like, they announced that Green Lantern show, motherfuckers were like, what? Y'all need to find some better people to make this shit. What are you guys talking about? Like, you feel me? Like, they announced Moon Knight. Who was in Moon Knight? They said fucking, Oscar Isaac or something. They announced Moon Knight and Marvel was like, oh man, Moon Knight TV show on Disney, man. Oh my god.
People so excited? No one even knew who Moon Knight was.
And I'm like,
they're all pretending, man.
Why can't Moon Knight get his own movie or something? Moon Knight's cool enough to get a movie, right? You get a trilogy, right? Like, Moon Knight, man, getting a TV show, bro. It's like, okay, that's what the Marvel fans want. You know, maybe, you know, Curly, Miss Marvel wasn't that popping, you feel me? Because they spun her off real quick.
I'm like,
Miss Marvel show, man.
I mean, if they want BG, they should have like just went with like Silver Sable and then just take over Shield. That'd be sick. Because I remember Moon Knight around the era Silver Sable was hot and that came out. And she was a really dope character. And then they dropped her and stopped supporting her.
They don't own the rights to Silver Sable though.
Oh, is that why? Dude, that's right. I think she made a comeback at some point. Okay, I take it back. That's why. Thank you. Totally forgot about that.
Yeah, Sony owns Silver Sable and Black Cat. Anyway.
That's right.
You know, it's just, I think they announced Ironheart show. And it's like, man, you don't, like, that's what I mean. Y'all don't really think much of these characters, man. Y'all are really quick just to toss these motherfuckers on streaming and just be another streaming show. Like, see, I'm like, Marvel about to come on that CW shit. I don't even see it yet. Y'all don't even see it yet. But you know, like we saw what they did on CW, so I ain't really all that milking all these fucking comic book TV shows, man. I'm good off that.
Yeah, shit. I honestly got worried around Legends of Tomorrow, and Well, I kind of enjoy it still, but it's just that it seemed like the rhythm was every next season of the one before it automatically spawned a spin-off. Like it was Arrow season 2, they were started up for the Flash. By the time Arrow season 3 came out, Arrow season 1 came out. It was like for Flash, I think season 2 is when Supergirl came out, and then the pattern continued. And maybe The Mandalorian is going to be that for Disney. Like we got season 2, and then they introduce Ahsoka, sorry, I get the actual Indian pronunciation because it's the Indian word they took. By the time Mandalorian season 3 comes out, that'll be Ahsoka season 1. It's gonna fit that, that type of template. Especially since CW is very, Disney friendly kind of. I don't see why Disney would be like, ooh, they did some of our homework for us. Let's expand on this, shall we? Whatever works.
Yeah. Man, they're about to milk the Disney fans the Disney fans and their parents to death. All on streaming, bro. It's just like I don't really get it, man. And even on top of that, with like I said, with the Marvel stuff, you feel me? The Marvel tubbies, as you feel me, Film God and other people say, you feel me? They're gonna eat that shit up anyway. Like it's like they can announce the wackest shit in the world and they're gonna check it out. But as far as Star Wars though, I don't know. It's like it really is a disgrace. It really, because Marvel side, like, yeah, I guess they gave the Marvel fans what they wanted, and if they're shit happy about it, fine. But on the Star Wars side, it's like, what is this? This is really the best y'all could come up with, as far as, like, what?
It's like, what and a why?
That's why I feel like the whole Ahsoka show is like, if this is what y'all giving us, and Ahsoka and droids have a show.
I don't know about droids, but I will check out Ahsoka. I'm a little biased because I like
Nah, man. There's so many other things that they could have did shows
you are right, that's true.
Movies about before they even had to give to Ahsoka.
You know what would be great?
Her own show.
How about this? Cancel every single slate. Put all that money into making one show that Disney can have that would be like Game of Thrones, and make it the live-action Clone Wars. Bring Hayden Christensen and Ewan McGregor back for that, and just fill in a cinematic or live-action storytelling of the Clone Wars from episode 2 to episode 3. That'd be mad fun. That'd be mad badass.
But they already have the Clone Wars series.
Right? So they can do whatever they want. Just retell that.
Like I said, I don't know. One thing I don't like about Ahsoka is that she just won't fucking die. She doesn't need to just die already, man. It's kind of disrespectful at this point. What makes her so special? Every Jedi has an honorable death, bro.
Because she's the one in between.
They keep retconning her death, bro. Nah, man. Fuck that.
No. They did kill her in Clone Wars.
Even Darth Maul died. You know what I mean? He came back like a G. He had to work hard to come back. Ahsoka don't. She just be dodging death, bro.
No, she actually. Yeah, she did dodge
everybody death. Everybody from her era is dead, my nigga. Get her out of here.
Yo,
like she doesn't deserve to be the final Jedi. You feel me? She does not. You feel me? Get her out. If I start seeing Ahsoka talking to Luke Skywalker or some shit, man, or if she starts fucking babysitting Luke, man, oh my god. If she meets Obi-Wan or something, man, oh my god, bro. Oh my god, bro. I can't take this shit, man. I cannot take the fuckery with this shit. Like what? Like they're just doing it's just no direction with this. It's
You
just
know, you
like,
have
what are they
Rebels to
doing
thank
with
for
this
that.
shit?
Rebels are the ones that went back in time, and
I
I
don't
didn't know
like
there was time
Rebels.
travel, and they brought her back. They saved her for you, man. They did that for you. They were thinking, yo, let's
Are
bring
you
her back for
fucking
44.
serious?
Yeah, they did time travel. She could have stayed dead, but if it wasn't for season 4 of Rebels, she survived, and that's why she's here. So she did, quote quote, die, but they physically in the Disney canon Star Wars changed it and saved her. The last second of her death, they took her from that and brought her a little bit to the future, and she was fine. She got round 2.
Man, bro, it's whack, man.
Speaking of Star Wars, that Patty Jenkins video I found was interesting. The
Yeah,
need to make
Patty
it
Jenkins,
is interesting without, because that's a big video. Because here's the
Patty
thing.
Jenkins and Disney is a good mix. I hope she stays there.
Hey, she'll be happy. Do the thing. I think that was her goal because she did have a falling out on Thor 2. She would have been the director for Thor 2, but something else happened. And now she's back at Disney. So it's kind of meant to be, in my opinion. If she's happy, good for it. The thing is, to make a promo video that you're doing that is either cocky, egotistical, or it's a celebratory cry for thank God. Because it's interesting because when Dean Ambrose left WWE, he made a promotional video of him being tossed into prison and then breaking out and finding his way to freedom. And then, like not soon after, we see he's makes his debut at AEW at Double or Nothing, and he's at the Snyder Cut of pro wrestling, AEW, doing this thing, doing artistic integrity over there. So it's like a liberating thing. So maybe she's sick of the bullshit at WB too. Maybe she's done like playing their game, picking sides, playing the wrong side, or maybe she just doesn't want any of it. She wants to clean her hands or whatever. Then she just seems very happy to go to Disney and do Star Wars. Rogue Squadron.
Yeah, that's probably gonna be based off the game that was all femaled out.
Oh, the comic series.
Not recently.
The comic series was pretty dope. The one that by Dark Horse. I remember the old Rogue Squadron. I'm kind of behind on this sequel trilogy universe.
Hollywood is just weird now.
They're weird because they sold out their art to filmmaking. That's the problem.
Like, why? What makes them? Why get? It's just like when they got Ava DuVernay to do New Gods. It's like, why?
And that's still in
Why?
action.
Why? Why? I'm just saying, like, Patty Jenkins would never be on my list for people who should direct a Rogue Squadron movie, man. In my opinion, there doesn't even really need to be a Rogue Squadron movie, especially in this climate.
That one I
Especially
actually think should be a good series.
Where the state of Star Wars is right now, no. Like, it's like Rogue Squad, now they want to do Rogue Squadron. It's like, they could have saved this whole thing if they just did Old Republic, man. But they don't even want to do that. They don't do that. You feel me? Like I said, they don't want to go back to the Clone Wars era. They don't want to do anything that's present. You feel me? That takes place. You feel me? Well, they already ruined that. That's the whole thing. They already ruined the present as far as the sequel trilogy. And they fucking blew up the whole fucking galaxy. They created a new republic and then they fucking just annihilated it. And then they annihilated it. It was just a bunch of rehashed bullshit.
There's a lot of ending things and killing things.
There's nowhere they're gonna go now. And then it ends with like, all right, Rey's gonna build the new order, I guess. Like,
no, I think she's just gonna go around and help people like Kung Fu. You know, David Carradine walking through, just going.
I don't think that's gonna happen. That's the whole thing. The way they making it seem. No, I don't think it's the best way.
All right.
I think the best way is to just go so far back in the past that you feel me, and just stay there so long that we just forget about what happened in the present in the sequel trilogy. And then once we're there long enough, and you know, the time that we knew has become like a less than a memory, not even a haze, just kind of like a feeling, like just a slight feeling of what the present Star Wars was. Then you go back and just either completely ignore the sequel trilogy or just completely skip over it. That's what I hoped. I hoped that they would just go back to the old Republic and just stay there stay there till like I'm like 50. I'm like 27 right now. Stay there, so that's like close to 25. Stay there like 23 years. Just stay in the old Republic era and just make a bunch of movies and shows on that, because everything is already there. It's perfect. It's already there for you. You don't have to change or touch anything. You just have to just adapt it. It's right there.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And then you know, then we'll just go back to the Skywalker saga eventually.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I hope. But what they keep doing is like Chinese water torture. You feel what I mean? Some type of
Chinese candle torture.
Yeah, some type of Asian or foreign torture.
That takes a long time, and it's very.
They keep doing things. They keep doing things in parts of the continuity that matter, and that fucking suck, and they're ruining everything else around it. And instead of just being, oh, maybe we should just move farther away, they just move to another place that's just as close, and they do the same thing. And they're just blowing up. They're just blowing up fucking canon everywhere around fucking the Star Wars universe. Everywhere, anywhere that something cool happened, they do something fucking completely lame right next to it, and then just undo everything that was done. And that's kind of even what they're doing with the Ahsoka thing, and even with the Lando thing. They're doing the Lando show, and even with the sequel trilogy, that's what they did. It's like, all right, man. Now I think about it, if they wanted to do that, maybe they shouldn't have even included, you know, the original characters in there. They should have just left them out and just did their own original thing, because now they have to tie it to it and all this shit. It's like, and like even with it's like nah, we can't do the Old Republic. Let's do the High Republic, and it takes place right during the same era, kinda, where, like, you know, I think for me where the Old Republic is supposed to be. And it's like, so we're just gonna forget about everything that went down nowhere. Like, oh, you know, but it's still canon. But it's like, oh, they're about to blow this shit up, man. There it is. They about to just put it right there next to it, somewhere near it, and then just start doing all this fuckery over there. And that's just gonna start having collateral damage to all the stuff that happened. Like you just said, like I didn't even I heard that they were doing time travel in Star Wars, but man. I didn't think they were really serious.
Yeah, I'm like, I saw it happen. I forgot how they went.
It's like, and that's what I mean. Like they're doing time travel now to just bring back characters that they want.
Yeah, that was the first I ever saw.
And not even good ones. Like, you know, it's like I would have just wanted. Could we get like the Obi-Wan show with Anakin and Obi-Wan is cool and all that, but. Could we just get a Darth Vader show with Mace Windu or something? Like, what the fuck?
A fan is already doing that.
But that's what I mean. It shouldn't take a fan to do that. They should have already done that.
Right.
You feel me? Like that's like even with, you know, bringing back Boba Fett and everything. I feel like there should have already been, you know, a show or some type of movie strictly about Boba Fett coming back. You feel me? Strictly about Boba Fett getting out of the Sarlacc pit, what he has to do to, you know, come back and, you know, bounce back. There should have been something about that already. You know what I mean? Like, there's just a lot of things that there's so many to count that they kind of could have done and they should have done, and that they're just, even that's why I said I don't want to shit on Rogue Squadron and be like, oh, that's not cool. That's cool. You feel what I mean? But it's just like based on the climate of what it is now, is it going to be cool? Like,
is it going to stay cool?
Like yeah, like that's the whole thing. Like it's like y'all announced so many uncool things. You feel me? And then here's just one thing that's kind of cool. You feel me? But it has the potential of not being good. You know, like it just, listen, it's not like, oh yeah, like I said, you know, the Vader show. You feel me? Oh, you know, Boba Fett movie. You feel me? Obi-Wan show. You know what I mean? You could even have the Ahsoka show on there. You feel me? You know, Old Republic show, Old Republic trilogy or something announced in the pipeline. You feel me? And Rogue Squadron. You feel me? Then you be like, oh, okay, all right.
Mm-hmm.
You know, then you sit there like, oh, then with that mix there and Rogue Squadron sitting there, then when you hear Rogue Squadron, like, oh yeah, they got Rogue Squadron in there too. That can be pretty good, huh? But when you hear their droid show, Rangers of High Republic, you feel me? Ahsoka, Lando, the show. You feel me?
You're gonna watch me gamble.
Yeah, Acolyte. Oh yeah, and we're doing a Rogue Squadron movie. You're like,
yeah, kind of like, can we go back to the drawing board?
A lot of those didn't sound good, man. Like, a lot of that was like it's like, nah, man, nah, nah. Yeah, and I'm not even a real big Star Wars fan like that, or a person that knows, you know, the Lord like that. You know what I mean? But I do enjoy it, but whatever. But and even I could have came up with some better stuff than that. Like, so imagine what people who actually know like Star Wars like the back of their hand feel about this shit.
Yeah, I know a couple of those people, and they are very specific.
This is what they're giving you, and y'all praising Disney like they're the heroes right now.
And what did they do for you?
I don't know, man. What
Again,
are they doing?
it's just that quantity, yo. Just that quantity. I don't know if quantity is enough.
Yeah, they didn't need 10 shows, and like some of them was animated, so we're gonna give those a pass. But all they really needed was like five solid, live action projects. 5.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't even matter if they were TV shows or movies. 5 projects that you could hear and be like, yeah, boo, that's what I'm talking about. Like I didn't get that feeling. Fucking Ben said to me like when I showed him the slate, he was like, man, a lot of them shit just has to be fake though. And I'm like, bro, this shit is not fake, bro. Like, that's how whack that shit looked to him when he saw that. He literally said to me, like, man, a lot of them shit is fake, though. He thought that shit was fake. I'm just saying that. It's like, because the shit looks fake. It was so bad that it looks fake. I'm like, nah, man, it's not fake. It's not.
Showed them
the article. I'm like, you can click the article right here. It's all there. All these shows are real. Like, that's how they coming right now. You feel me? And then John Campy is talking about dicks being put on tables. I'm like, what? You mean?
Sorry.
You mean? What you mean? Yeah, you mean Disney fucking? What do you mean? They fucking turtled up to the table and fucking stood on their tippy toes and you feel me put their fucking 3-inch dick on the fucking edge of the table. And everybody just respected it just out of audacity. That's really what happened. What are you talking about? That was not impressive, bro. What are you like? Yeah, all these big dicks were being thrown on the table by Disney. Like what? John Campy is crazy. Like,
John Campy about to drop a song called "I Like Big Dicks and I Cannot Lie."
Yeah, like, you're always talking about big dicks. Like, what the fuck? Get out of here! That shit wasn't even a metaphor that didn't even fit. Like I said, that was That was the small dick, man. What the hell are you talking about? There was nothing there that was impressive. What are you talking about, man? Well, Disney, little Mickey Mouse came up, you feel me? And
Small
his
minds,
diaper
man.
dropped off. his
Small
diaper
minds,
dropped
man.
off, and everybody was like, "Aw, look at his little wee, look at his little wee wee." Like, oh man, okay, okay, Mickey, we'll subscribe. We'll subscribe to Disney Plus. Like, you're
Oh
so
man.
cute. We can't deny you. That's what happened.
Saga. I see. I see. No wonder I'm behind on such cool, trendy things.
It's like, man, because that's why I said Hollywood is just fucking red, man. Like, they want Disney to just take over Hollywood at this point.
Yeah, it's not my cup of tea, yo. Not my cup of tea. No, thank you.
Because it's like, oh man, we everybody went to sleep thinking that they were working for the greatest studio in history, and realized that they were working for the worst studio and worst streaming service ever. Meanwhile, over at Disney, you don't see no complaining. Everybody on the Disney side of the fence, everybody that fucks with Disney, don't see no complaining.
Yeah, everyone's
They
pretty
got
chill
Don,
on this end, huh?
they got Don Cheadle doing comic book, CW level comic book shows.
Mm,
Not complaining
at all.
You feel me? Then ATD is ruining entertainment, and this is gonna affect the economy. Like, bitch, shut up. Like, for real, man. If your motherfuckers is not gonna fucking clown Disney for fucking milking their IPs to death, for coming on this Bob Iger initiative shit. You feel me? Buying up all the fucking top IPs and then milking them dry. You feel me? Like, then please shut the fuck up about, you feel me, motherfuckers putting movies on streaming for a limited number of days. They
Mm.
talking about what they say, legendaries about to sue WB and AT&T. Like, bro, they better sit your asses down, legendary.
They coming at all with this stuff, man.
Yeah, for real. It was like, they better cut it out, like, because I do not see that same energy coming at Disney. All I see is, you feel me, motherfuckers, you know, pretty much gobbling Disney's balls all day. That's it. And they're not even giving you anything lit.
Not. Yeah.
They're not.
I think
Like,
people are
stop
just
it.
also extra hype for like just having something to look forward to, because people are sick of 2020, and
I'm
I think
tired of
people are
that
finding more
sick of
chill.
2020 shit.
Yeah.
Get
No, but
over it.
that's what people are about.
I
That's
don't
why
care.
they're
If
tripping on it.
2020 is almost over. The fuck, sick of 2020. The year's almost over. Motherfuckers using that excuse to be hyped about the wackest shit. Nah.
Mm-hmm.
I go, well, you want me to sit here and say like, oh man, I'm looking forward to Wonder Woman 84 because 2020 is such a hard year, man. Anything good? I'll just take anything good. No.
Mm,
Fuck that. We ain't lowering the bar because of one bad year.
no, you can never lower the bar at all, yo. At all, you cannot.
One bad year, so we're gonna lower the bar now, and you feel me? Motherfuckers just talking all this cash shit about, you feel me? Oh, this is about to drop this and not that. It's about to not so much shit, man. This is what they bringing to the table, man.
Wow.
Yeah, that's that, bro. You know they're gonna bring Darth Maul back.
Well, he's supposed to be back. He was in
Yeah,
Solo.
I know he ain't dead yet, but I'm just saying.
And
That's
Ray
that, bro.
Park wants jobs. And we want to see more Ray
You
Park.
know, so they about to milk this Star Wars shit to death, man. They like Ahsoka might fight Darth Maul again in fucking the Ahsoka show.
Oh, she will. They have to.
Bro.
They will.
It,
You can
it's
believe
like,
and trust that.
it's like how is this even going on? How did even Maul coming back is kind of like, because the thing with Maul, Darth Maul is like, it was cool at first when Maul kept coming back because other characters didn't do that. You feel what I mean?
Mm-hmm. In the way
Like
that he did, because he had reason too.
Exactly. You feel me? Like he was Brazilian. You feel me? Right. So other characters, Boba Fett came back once, but other characters didn't. And Darth Maul had a lot of wins and losses. So a lot of other characters didn't you know, get killed off, quote unquote, and then come back. You feel me? In a way where Darth Maul did. So that kind of became his thing. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Whereas now, if it's just gonna be a thing where we're just gonna be bringing motherfuckers back just for the sake, that's why even Maul today, I think he still has, he doesn't have the spider legs, but he has, android legs still to today, and, other upgrades and all that stuff. But they were even saying that, George Lucas, yes, wanted Darth Maul to be one of the villains in the trilogy originally. And that kind of makes sense to me because you know why? Because it makes sense in the sense that it would only make sense that they would just wrap that up with Maul. Like he probably wouldn't be the main villain, but it would make sense in the sense that
he'd be like a key villain.
Yeah, like if you look at it in a Star Wars sense, you feel me? He would be like the only Sudaner, one of the only surviving Sith from mad long ago that just didn't fucking die. You feel me? So he would kind of be like a villain that
He'd be the villain Ahsoka.
Yeah, exactly. He just got stronger over time type shit. So if it really did come down to all right, you feel me? Because Maul also represents an alternative side to the Sith. Whereas, he's kind of rebels against what Sidious represents, you feel me, as far as being a Sith. So that also represents, you feel what I mean, like a different side of the Sith, you feel what I mean, coming to power and, being the ones that were left. It would have made sense, you feel me, because who else would there, without going with either Thrawn or something, or completely making a new villain up, or bringing back Plagueis. You feel me? There was, who else were you gonna go to? I'm not saying that would have been the best choice, but narratively, since they do like to do things in cycles and everything, bringing back Maul and making him one of the overall villains for the third trilogy would make sense. Just to be like, all right, we're gonna bring back Maul, we're gonna stop killing him off and bring him back. We're gonna bring him back one last time, make him the top villain, kill him off finally at the end. You feel me? Darth Maul is an interesting Sith, and I think that they're probably gonna base more Sith off him. Because I even think that you probably never played the game Fallen Order, but even the Sith in that game, Talon Malicos, who was a human, was kind of a lot like Maul, and I think they should start going in the angle of making Sith characters with more depth and having them be more constructive on screen, kind of have a better representation of what the Sith is, better regardless, besides oh yeah, we're just evil and we're hella emotional and we're Jedis with feelings and stuff. Maul was a character that kind of moved away from that, where he was very philosophical in how he thought about the Force and what his motivations are. You feel me? So It could have worked.
He was also
You feel
kind of
me? In
he's a
some
deep
senses,
character trying to find purpose too in his ways.
exactly. Like Maul wasn't. That's
He
why I
wanted
mean,
to
like
test his
it could have worked in the sense
abilities.
that, not to say that he could have been emperor. Depending on how they would have did it, it could have worked. Cause Maul is not a character that's going out of his way to do evil shit, or, you feel me, rule the galaxy or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why, in a way, it could have worked. You feel me? If they did it right. You feel me? But, it also could have not worked too. But like I said, that only comes down to the fact that it was really only a few characters they could have picked from, and stupidly they picked going with Sidious again. So it's
Mm-hmm.
like it's whole Disney Star Wars, and like, this is yeah. I actually, I would say that, the investors, they would get people to invest, because people are gonna eat this shit up. You know, Disney Star Wars fans are gonna love this.
Hey, congratulations to them.
But yeah, I ain't fucking with it though. And I honestly, in a way, it kind of just brings shit back to the same old stalemate. It's like,
Yeah.
I don't really think this gives Disney a notch, that big of a notch over the competition. It's gonna be more announcements. Okay, now it's more shit. Just gotta wait for AT&T to crack that whip, and then they'll announce a slate of probably watered down shit. But to end it off, they'll go back to, AT&T and HBO Max.
Mm-hmm.
With WB, with Disney blowing their load, they do need to just come with some shit now, because they still haven't announced any big original projects. And it could be maybe that some people don't want to, maybe Hollywood doesn't want to work for HBO Max. Maybe they're turning on them and they want Disney to win.
That could be the case too.
But I think that they need to, as far as the DC side of things go, they need that Batman movie, or Batman series preferably. They should be announcing that. You feel me? If they really want to take this the Snyderverse in house, they should be announcing, and another a sequel to that. You know, they already chose the Green Lantern show that they're gonna go with, so you just got to see how that
Mm.
goes. They already have a lot of the DCU shows on there, but I don't like any of those shows. You know, I just
Yeah, I
do
took a
that.
pause from all them too.
I personally think that, like, especially with, if you have Mortal Kombat, depending how the Mortal Kombat movie does. But honestly, I guess I don't even like, depending on based on what I've seen, I don't think the movie's gonna be that good. So I think they should just turn that into a series.
Mm.
There's a lot of different things they do. They got Matrix 4
Continue
coming.
conquest.
Yeah, so they can do stuff with the Matrix. You know, like they have so on and so forth. They have IP, so they have to start using them. That's what it comes down to at this point. Since they went to the IP farm with content. Well, it's time to start dropping the content. Obviously, there's the Air Cut 2. That's just sitting right there. Drop that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, at this point, you feel me? Like, they,
Release the air cut.
fuck that damn pedo squad shit. They can do a Suicide Squad show. You feel me, or something with David Ayer behind it, not James Gunn. You feel me? I don't know why they announced that whack ass Peacemaker show. Like,
Give John Cena a job, man. Those are some strings being pulled for that one, I'm telling you. Many strings being pulled for that one.
But yeah, they like HBO. They can do some things. Even when they got, like, so they got Game of Thrones. I don't know if I don't really see Game of Thrones bubbling like that again. If I'm, I just don't.
No, the fans are left scarred and hurt from what I see. I never
But
saw Game of
they have
Thrones.
more Game of Thrones. They have to just put them some deals together and stop playing around.
Mm.
Because at the end of the day, if they don't come up with something that, HBO Max would just be a back catalog. They need to let motherfuckers know, like, nah, we're gonna be having some new and, you know, fire shit that's gonna be here all the time, forever. Not just movies that are gonna be taken off streaming and then put back on streaming on
Yeah,
a
none of
later
that
date
nonsense, man. That's too much.
based on streaming deals and all this shit. That's what they really do at movies anyway. When movies come out, they be having the whole release of the movie planned out before it even drops. Like, it's going to be this long in theaters, and then after that, it'll
Mm-hmm.
hit Blu-ray, and then we'll show it on this streaming service first for this
See, I
long,
thought
and
that's what
it'll premiere
they do,
it'll
you
premiere
know?
on this channel first. Yeah, and they'll have all that shit planned out in advance. That movie
Like the
just
Irishman.
bouncing around for like 4 years on different places and until the rights clear up. So they
Mm-hmm.
just gotta figure something out, man. They better just put on their creative hats and have at it. But past that, I'm still just waiting for the damn Snyder cut.
You
If
and me
they
both,
if
brother.
they if they announce a sequel and a Batfleck series of some sort, Batman series with Ben Affleck in it, then they have my money. But
Mm-hmm. I have my money for life and for a while. That's a damn sure.
but other people though, I I can't say.
Mm-hmm.
That's the whole thing too. Like, I got WB has to look into the vault as much as just like everyone else. Like, cause now I'm thinking like, damn, I know y'all got some shit, but I'm like, the way y'all even moving, I gotta check again. Do y'all got shit? Like, come on, man. Cause they was
You guys know
talking
what you're doing?
they they was talking all that fly shit before about, oh yeah, HBO Max it's gonna have, they're gonna have, the pick of the litter. You feel me? On the WB in the WB vault, they're gonna be able to pick whatever they want and green light whatever they want, and you feel me, like, and make whatever
Mm-hmm.
movies they want on whatever time. You feel me? And everybody was believing y'all first. Like, oh yeah, that sounds like a great idea. They do need to get around these WB dickheads, move out of the system. You feel me? Like, but I don't know. Toby Emmerich still is in charge again now, and seems like it could be back to the same old bullshit. If they don't have nothing interesting to drop, then it might, the Snyder. The greatest thing about HBO Max might just be the Snyder Cut. They might put that down in history. Here
So
lies
far, that's all
HBO
I know.
Max.
That's all I know is there. In fact, a lot of
The,
these
the,
these everything going on with breaking out in the way it is mostly thanks to Snyder Cut.
yeah,
Like the bullshit, everything is inspired. The good stuff, the bullshit, everything's inspired by Snyder Cut.
Snyder's getting money off these streaming services. That's why.
He better. He deserves it.
That's why he's not saying anything about all the bitching and moaning about HBO
Yeah, you
Max.
don't need to say anything. He just goes, "Yo,
He's
this is what I
promoting
was gonna be at."
Wonder Woman 84 now. Like, oh yeah, check out Wonder Woman 84. So hyped for this.
Well, Deborah's still
Yeah,
attached to that.
because he know he's getting money off that.
Yeah,
He probably even got a check for it going to streaming.
yeah, man. Like, thank you, Snyder. If it wasn't for you, we wouldn't have had this. He's like, no worries, guys. It's all good. So this next drawing I have is what I planned for this one shot, and I think it's really cool. I'd like to show you more, so hang tight. That's Snyder.
Yeah.
Good times. I mean, that's all you need.
That is true. That is how he be coming. So it's just real. I'm just saying, man. So you can see who's comfortable and who isn't.
Right.
So things are going certain people's way and not others. Just saying, man. All of a sudden, everyone like, oh yeah, they pushing Snyder out, man. WB's prestige, bro. Bringing in other directors, and Patty Jenkins is gonna be running shit at DC, man. And then all of a sudden, they're bringing Snyder back in, and you feel me? All of a sudden, WB is former brothers, and they're not so prestigious anymore. And now Patty Jenkins is leaving and going to Disney. He's talking all that shit now. Looks like Snyder might even just stay at WB. Chaos is a ladder, as they say.
No need Snyder, because a lot of, I mean, the way James Gunn is running, it looks like he's just like, I'm very happy I did this movie. Goodbye, guys. I'm out. Even he is.
Yeah.
I don't know if he does another one. I will be surprised, but I don't think so.
Yeah.
Because this is probably like, hey, let me get on HBO Max with Snyder. It's kind of chill. And Zack Snyder's like, yep, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah. James Gunn is gonna skip right back over to Disney. He only did that as a power move anyway.
I think so.
That's why WB is stupid, for real.
Oh, yeah.
Like, yo, that's why no one, like, yeah, they thought they was looking for the most prestigious and greatest. What we doing? Like, WB stopped being that years ago, nigga. What are you talking about? Now, all of a sudden, when shit affects you motherfuckers, you know what I mean? They're not prestige anymore.
Oh.
Okay. Like, oh, yeah, it's like, what? Shit's been not prestige.
Right. Oh, man. We're missing something. Oh, do we need to go over the Wonder Woman clip that we saw at the beginning of the week, or nah? That little. By the way, if anyone has
Wonder
seen
Woman
it or has
84
not
just
seen
looks bad. It's that clip,
looks,
man.
Seriously, the action and the feel of it feels very similar to the Bollywood series Doom, DHOOM. It's kind of like their own
like
Rush Hour, Fast and Furious.
Looks like every over the top Bollywood movie.
No, but that one specifically because it uses the safety wire work style. Where they just do it to get the actress flying or floating in the air for a moment, but they do it in the safest way because they didn't have time to train her to look good on it, because that takes some time. They don't got time for that. So it's going to look a little hokey pokey. Love that harness thing. It's like always obvious to me. And I think anything hokey, they'll blame it on, oh, it's the genre. It's an 80s movie. It's supposed to look hokey. I don't know. It just looks too hokey from what it originally started from. See, if it was just this film by itself, like do the face app, put Linda Carter's face on Gal Gadot, I think it would be fitting. It's just that from what was already established in this world, which, this is redundant, we all know this. It's just that's where my gripe is with the film. It's going down another notch. It's like, you like Super Mario, but what the fuck was Super Mario 2? And then Super Mario 3, you're like, oh, thank God. So it's like Wonder Woman, Super Mario, Wonder Woman 84, Super Mario 2, Super Mario 3 is going to be seen with Wonder Woman in the Snyder Cut. And then I'm like, alright. That's the Wonder Woman progression. Weird. But hopefully I'm wrong. But that's what it looks like. That's what's not got me hyped.
Man, that shit looks booty, man.
I mean, it could be like Wonder Woman Quest for Peace.
I think Patty Jenkins just made a whack Wonder Woman, and now she's running off.
That's what I think the reshoots were. I think all the reshoots were like on just regular drama scenes where there's no special effects, no nothing, no choreography, no stonework, no VFX, no visual effects, blah blah blah. I think it was just extra drama scenes to make it more serious and have it more rooted. But I think we'll see that conflict between the new shot scenes and that one. Because, what did Gal Gadot say? She did say something about it. Give me a second. Let me chapter this. Okay, I did see this on Instagram. Let me read what it is. Screen capture so I can read it to you for this. Here we go. Okay. This is apparently what Gal Gadot said. I think that it was a very good decision that Patty, Jeff Johns, and Dave Callahan made with the script, and it was delightful to play. I love strong, powerful women, and I love to play them, and to see them on screen. This is something that I always look into doing when I portray Wonder Woman. So that seems very general, or whatever, but the key point is, very good decision, Patty Jenkins, Jeff Johns, Dave Callahan, the script, the story. So I really feel that the reshoots are those drama scenes that they needed to shoot after the buzz of Snyder Cut and after Johns is getting out, just to kind of make sure it's further from Justice League. Whereas in the beginning, I think it was that Justice League, Shazam, nostalgic tone of going back to things the way they were.
Yeah.
Like Linda Carter style. I think that's what we're going to get, tone and direction wise, from what I see in the trailers. That's what I get. Not to mention that's separate from the whack Bollywood sequences and tone.
No, you're right. I think that's what they could have tried to do. To try to serious it up a little bit, but it's just too many things that are just. At first of all, it's just a totally different vibe. It doesn't even. That's why it's weird and funny that she says that, like, Justice League contradicts Wonder Woman and Wonder Woman 84, and it's kind of weird. It's like it seems like Wonder Woman 84 contradicted BVS, and it seems like it fits more with Justice League. Even Zack Snyder said that Justice League fits more in line with canon with the DCEU films that come after. You feel me? That like Aquaman, Shazam, Wonder Woman 84, etc. You feel me? Like. So I think she's definitely feel like she's definitely damage controlling and just talking bullshit, really.
Yeah, because the first time we did this recording, I mentioned that I feel like her in the past she said, "Oh, I wouldn't shoot a 3-hour movie. Oh, I would do it this way. Oh, I didn't like Gal Gadot as choice. It was my first pick. I didn't like this." She's been very vocal of what she does and doesn't like, and post Snyder Cut announcement, she says now that Justice League is nothing that us directors validate or consider as canon or whatever she said. She said us directors, not her herself. And I was like, it's kind of interesting how she steps back a bit and kind of takes a safety route as far as a statement saying us and others, not her herself. So I feel like there's something weird going on there. Like she's just trying to save any attachment from what she agreed to attach in the beginning, her work too.
And it's like, she specifically said DC directors, but it's
like there's a group of them.
Patty's still working with Jeff Johns, like, and he wrote Justice League.
Yeah.
I mean Justice League. He
Yeah,
didn't write
Justice.
Justice League. He wrote Justice League. He did the rewrites for Justice League. So that's like,
And we're gonna
I
see that in
guess
the
you can
credits.
say, yeah, I guess you can say you can you didn't acknowledge it after you know the movie was ruined and it did bad at the box office. Yeah, but you know it doesn't really seem that way based on the actions too, even afterwards, because the DC movies that came after do kind of line up with Justice League, and you
You
know,
mean Justice League?
well, you know what I mean, Justice
Yeah,
League.
yeah.
They do kind of line up with the film, the theatrical cut that came out. You know,
Mm.
so so to say that like, oh yeah, that you know they just didn't acknowledge it, it wasn't the same characters. So like, if anything, you can say that the Aquaman in Justice League and the Aquaman in Aquaman were pretty similar. You
Mhm.
know, they kind of, you know, came with the same vibe. And, you know, what's so funny, they were also written, these movies were also written by the same guy,
Mhm.
Jeff Jeff Johns, you know. So, it's like, what do you, it's like, how is it, like, it's like, it is an obvious thing where they are just trying to throw the movie and, you know, Joss Whedon under the bus, but it's like Jeff Johns is still standing right there. You know what I mean? You know, the
Mhm.
dude that, you know, caused all
Still
this
in the
shit to happen
credits.
in the first place. It's like if you're gonna say that Justice League contradicts, you know, the Snyder cut, well not Snyder cut, Wonder Woman 84 and Wonder Woman, would yeah, you can say that, especially for Wonder Woman, but then wouldn't that mean that it contradicts, you know, all the other films too? Like after they come after, like Aquaman, Shazam, you know, but it doesn't though.
Mm.
If anything, they tie in. And like I said, I had to check who. I'm pretty sure that Jeff Johns didn't write Shazam, but even though I'm not going to say it was based off his comic though that he wrote specifically for the movie to be based on. It seemed,
Mm.
but it's like, yeah, even with that. So I'm trying to figure out where the contradiction. Where's the contradiction? You know, it just
Right.
seems like, you know, it just sounds like damage control. It just sounds like, oh yeah, that movie contradicted. It wasn't really what we wanted to do. We didn't even recognize these characters. Meanwhile, the same guy who wrote these movies and kicked Zack Snyder off the project and all that is still worked on, and he wrote and worked on all the other movies that came after Justice League, including Justice League, and worked on Wonder Woman 84. Is sitting like the same guy,
Mhm.
like Jeff Johns rewrites Justice League, Wonder Woman 84, Jeff Johns, same guy. So what, was he contradicting himself? Like, you sitting there like, oh, we didn't even recognize those characters. Why don't you ask him that? He's right here.
Right? They're acting like he's not in the room, and he's like on the credits and everywhere. It's like, hello, hello. Excuse me,
Like,
sir.
I don't
Hello.
know, man. That's why I know, like, Patty Jenkins is definitely, you know, she's a Hollywood type, you know.
Mm.
She's fawning. She's definitely an opportunist.
That's why I get the vibe. That's why her tone keeps changing, and who she's praising, what she's insulting, what she's putting down, what she's bringing up. You know, it's like, uh, either way, it's always smart and what benefits her.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, I didn't.
Maybe
And I
that's what
got
my
like
friend meant.
there was a lot of people talking about that too. There were and you know, quote unquote the movement, and also, and you know, amongst DC, you know, DC supporters and all that shit. You know, there's a lot of people saying like, what she's saying don't really make any sense. Man. especially how she's coming to, and the way Cinema Blend trying to push it too is like.
What's Cinema Blend up to?
Yeah, like, well, not even this them, but everyone's trying, like, other bloggers and everything trying to push it too. Like, oh yeah, Patty Jenkins said Justice League is not canon, and DC directors didn't acknowledge it, and characters were weird, and she didn't say anything about Jeff Johns writing Wonder Woman 84. So, there's the Forgive campaign going on.
Yeah. That makes sense.
There's a Forgive campaign going on.
Or, forget it.
Yeah.
I get
like,
that.
We'll just throw it all on. We'll just throw it all on Joss Whedon. Well, that's why it's kind of dumb, because they put themselves in a corner where you can't say. You can't just make it seem like Justice League just happened in a vacuum, and Joss Whedon was just over there doing whatever the fuck he wants. When fucking Jeff Johns was also, sending in notes, and after Snyder left, putting in his own rewrites and everything for Justice League, and pretty much helping the production of the rewrites and of the film. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
He was involved in all that. So then, after the movie does bad, you don't even want to say, like, they didn't even really move away from it. They just kind of ignored it in a sense where, like, all right, we're just not going to talk about it, and then just do some solos until it's time to, do the next one. And that's pretty much what they were going to do. And
yeah,
when
try to see what movie
out,
would distract people. Like, ooh, this is the cool shit now.
Yeah.
Let's forget
and
about
while
the
that's
past
going on,
they
got the same guy who ruined the Justice League movie writing Aquaman, right? Probably writing Shazam essentially, because they based the movie that came out for Shazam on a comic written by Jeff Johns. You feel me? Writing Wonder Woman 84. And then now the Snyder Cut's coming out, and you feel me? All this bullshit's being exposed. It's like, oh yeah, the DC directors didn't acknowledge, Justice League or anything. In what fashion? Based on the fact that y'all just didn't talk about it in the films, and based on everything else, the characters still acted the same. You know what I mean? Even the Justice League-ness in Shazam, the Justice League-ness even carried over to Shazam. Because even at the end of Shazam, they had the Justice League. Justice League, they even had, you feel me, fake Superman and all that shit. You feel me? Aquaman, like I said, Aquaman and the Justice League and Aquaman pretty much act the same. He even mentioned Steppenwolf. Yeah, he didn't go into a fucking 5-minute breakdown of what happened in the Justice League movie, but it's like, and with Wonder Woman 84, we haven't seen the movie yet, you feel me? We try to say, like, oh, she acted the same in Justice League as he do now, because the tone's so different, but it's like, I don't know, you got the same guy writing it, though.
Yeah, it's like...
Same guy.
We haven't seen it yet. It's almost like they're pushing stuff of what we're thinking now to tell us, no, don't think that. Watch it and think whatever you want after you watch it. I think they just want to gas us up to watch it so they get those hits, get that success, and then afterwards they don't care if they lied to us or not.
Yeah, it's like...
They just want people in line.
People are falling for this shit, and it's like, because they want to. It's like, it's as simple as that. Like, it don't, like, it's like, fine, if you want to, you can't, I don't even see how you can't really throw out Justice League and Joss Whedon without Jeff Johns, man. It's not really gonna happen, like, so, man. And this is so, man. Damn, they are scared. It's gotten to the point where it is a smart move. But I would have preferred it if they just said, like, all right, the Snyderverse is just separate from everything else, period. But it's gotten so bad where they are just willing to just lie now, just to like, oh yeah, no, we never acknowledged that. No, if anything, You know, the new DC movies connect more with the Snyder cut the
See,
whole
yeah,
time.
because of this.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
you know, it's like okay,
It's
because
the
the
tone change
oh,
and what they're saying is so obvious of that, man.
it's like okay, all right, and it's like yeah, you know, it's actually it's in the same universe. Yeah, it's like okay, all right. While meanwhile, fucking I don't know, Wonder Woman look like she's going back to the Linda Carter days in in '84, but okay, she's running like a damn you know, pretty much like Linda Carter, all this running. And, CGI backdrop, like like a Bollywood movie, all that shit. Like it's like all that good cheesiness. It's like okay,
Mm.
it's in the same universe, man. We just brought back Steve Cheddar for no reason.
Again, you broke that down, so we know what to expect.
Johnny Quest looking motherfucker, man.
That
Honestly, yeah, I
or
think
what's his
it's
name?
done.
James Bond Jr. I don't know if you saw that cartoon. That might have been before your time.
I,
That
I, James
shit.
Bond Jr. Oh no.
Yeah. It was very Johnny Quest. So yeah.
But yeah,
Only more douchey.
I think they know. I think they know this shit is done up with the Wonder Woman shit and Patty Jenkins.
Yeah.
That's what I think. Yeah.
Just
'Cause even
trying.
with
That's
that,
what I'm
she was
saying. They're trying
talking
to gas
about
it up
doing.
so they could have a lot of people show up
Yeah.
and be disappointed later. Because
She,
hey, the new other movie's coming out next month. It's all good. Forget about it. Forget
yeah.
about it.
So she was talking about doing the Wonder Woman show with. I mean, another Wonder Woman show, the Amazon show with fucking Jeff Johns and all that. And that's what I mean. Like, I think she already knew that she already knows she bit herself in the ass. Like, she kept, she already kept she already name dropped Jeff Johns too many times in interviews and people just aren't fucking with them. You feel me? And
Mm-hmm.
if she would have kept that information close to the chest, it might still happen, but I think even how she even talked about it before when she played coy, like, oh yeah, I may not even do Wonder Woman 3. I want to, but I'm like, and it's like I think that was the way out because
Hmm.
her going over to Disney now
Mm-hmm.
and all that shit, and because
Proudly going over to Disney.
she already fucked it up talking about she was doing more Wonder Woman with Jeff Johns, like, and nobody wants that. You feel me?
Mm-hmm. So
Like,
maybe this
and it's just
announcement
Wonder.
going to Disney will distract everybody
Yeah, but if
from
Wonder
what she
Woman
said
84
before.
comes out and this shit is booty, that's what I mean. I doubt that Amazon show or all this shit with Jeff Johns is, I don't think that shit's happening, man.
Hmm.
I just don't. I think she might stay at Disney. Rogue Squadron might need
That could be
sequels,
the
right?
goal. It could be the goal.
They're only gonna do one Rogue Squadron, It might be a trilogy, all by Patty Jenkins. You never know.
Mm-hmm.
But might be too busy to be doing Wonder Woman anymore.
Yeah, like Dwayne Johnson was too busy to jump in on Black Adam so soon.
Yeah, but Black Adam's
Don't
gonna be
think we
booty
forgot.
too. I have a feeling that Jeff Johns is involved in that too. Like,
Yeah, it probably
I
is,
tell you,
man.
man,
You know what it is.
there's a lot of sticky stuff going on. Let's see what happens though. As far as that, we're about almost halfway through, December. Probably by the end of this month. I would say before New Year's, either before New Year's or right after, we'll probably get more info on the Snyder Cut when it's gonna drop and everything. They'll probably drop another trailer because at that point will probably be three. Well, it'll be first quarter, so we'll be,
Mm,
you know,
that's
it'll be
right.
a 3 month span from there. It's either gonna come out in February or March. So we got way more to look forward to anyway.
And
By
thanks
then,
for that.
Hopefully they fucking have that shit on HBO Max on more platforms by then. You know, and then they up all that shit, you know, the 4K, you know, and all that shit. You know, so watch that shit as clean as it can be. And yeah. And then if they're smart, that'll be the point, because then when it drops, and then we'll see, you know, if they're gonna, you know, announce it. Either I think they're gonna announce something either right before it drops or right after, because they have to. You're even right in the middle. So if they really are gonna continue on with anything, it'll be known pretty much in the next 3 months. You know, so
that is
hope
true.
for the best. So if more Snyderverse is coming, we should know sooner rather than later. At this point.
All right.
Any last words, man?
No, I was just trying to think if there was any last words to do, but I think I said all I could. I could think of at this point. But yeah, it's been an interesting week, and I think they have to get some big going on, some buzz going on for Wonder Woman and jumping into the new year. And maybe this week was for some other stuff coming out. And yeah, we'll see what happens in the next week.
I think there's a chance that HBO Max could announce more shit before the end of the year, but yeah, we'll have to see. You know, DS is enough. Just, we're in it for the Snyder Cut, so that's all I care about.
Yeah, man.
I will not be logging on to watch Wonder Woman 84.
Yeah, I'll watch it 5 years later when I'm ready for it. I mean, that's how I was able to enjoy Batman and Robin, because
most of it I watch is clips. I watch some clips of it, and really that's it.
Yeah, that's how I enjoyed Endgame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even said there's an end credit scene in Wonder Woman 84. Like, Jesus Christ.
What? Wow. I don't know, man. I don't know about that.
Yep, they're doing end credit scenes in the DC universe now.
Wow. But I'm okay with for Snyder Cut, because I forgot where I heard it. Maybe it was SnyderCon. But he did say he had a end credit scene idea of like Bruce Wayne at his, like, you know, his little house by the lake, and Kilowog and maybe Tomar Ray too float through him, and says, "Hey."
He said it was an idea though. He never did it.
Yeah, it was an idea. He never did it. That's what I'm saying. But the idea that he wanted was like Kilowog.
I don't think they're
coming up to him and telling him what's up.
I think it just would have been an ending scene.
It would be like
an end credit scene.
Yeah. Well, it would be an
end credit scene would be a scene that would come after the credits.
Yeah, that's what I mean. If you did that, it would be that. I'm guessing. Kilowog and saying, "Hey,
yeah, but
Apocalypse is attacking the universe. We gotta warn you."
End credit scenes are whack.
Yeah, they have a strange purpose. It either helps something for expanding, or it takes you out of the movie. That's the worst part. When it takes me out of the movie, I don't like that.
No, I just, with movies like that, it's just like, all right, just especially when it comes to comic book movies, it's like, bro, just put the ending where at the end, you know, rather than making people sit through the whole credit just to see the follow up to the next movie. If there is going to be another one, it's just kind of, if it's for some standalone movies, or especially ones that aren't CBMs that do it every now and again, that's kind of like, oh yeah, there's something you missed. You wait till the end and you see a super
like
secret.
Aladdin too.
That's different, but it's like, you know, but when it's coming for like, it's because Marvel, especially with MCU, they just did that shit to death too. It's like every movie end credit scene.
I think if they didn't have one, they'd get in trouble. I think it was like only Endgame didn't have one, right? But that made sense because everyone died, right?
Yeah, we'll just see how it goes over there with you know. Well, the Snyder Cut's coming out soon though, so who cares how it goes? We'll see how it goes with that.
Right.
But yeah, we think we rambled on enough about bullshit.
A lot of good bullshit. Thank you all for listening to the ramblings of a rambling man. That's how we do.
And I hope you enjoy your lives leading up to the Snyder Cut. It will be glorious.
Hell yeah. You know it's true.